What's up, Lindas? Today I'm going to be recapping the latest episode of Drag Race Brazil Season 2, Snatched for the Gods. The queens walk back into the workroom after the double save and the pressure is on. The queens that haven't won a badge yet are feeling it. So it's a new week in the workroom and we get to witness a Melina Blay Desiree Beck hug. They have finally buried the hatchet. They even decide to recreate the infamous handstand, and this time Desiree grabs her feet. I love this season. At that moment, Greg enters the workroom and announces that the Queens will be participating in the Snatch game this week. As the Queens prepare, Adora says that she feels very anxious about doing the Snatch game, and the edit was there. But not only was that edit there was another edit there for Mercedes Vilcal, because she says she feels a lot of pressure to do well given that she has a theatre background. And I saw where this was going. Kelly Hilton and Greg Queen enter the workroom to give the Queen some advice on their Snatch Game characters. I think Kelly offered some really solid advice. She says it's less about being prepared and more about having fun. So it's time for the Snatch Game, and guys, just please forgive my pronunciation here. I didn't know a single character in this Snatch Game, obviously. I'm not from Brazil, I don't have any real understanding of Brazilian culture, so I had to Google these celebrities to find out who they were. We have Balki doing Maya Massafera. Apparently she's a YouTuber. That is what came up when I Googled her. Malachi is doing singer-songwriter Carol Conca. Poseidon is impersonating influencer Julia Unica. Ruby is doing designer Clodovil. Lena is also doing designer Milton Cunha. Mercedes is impersonating actress and model Elke Maravilla. Desiree is doing singer Jusha. And Adora is impersonating singer Linda Quebrada. I am so sorry. I know I butchered those names. So the queens that stood out to me the most were Desiree Beck as Shusha. Even though I don't know who she is, her impersonation made me laugh a lot. I thought Melina as Milton was really good, really solid Snatch Game character. And Balki as Maya Massafera, I thought she was really good too. I thought the whole losing her voice quirk would get old, but it didn't. It stayed funny. In terms of who bombed, unfortunately, as we said, the edit was there for Adora. She was so stiff in this performance, there was no characterization or personality whatsoever. I think Poseidon also really struggled to land some jokes, and Mercedes to me was trying way too hard. And even in confessionals, she recognizes that she is bombing. She definitely wasn't the worst though. I don't think she was the worst. So on the main stage this evening, we have Drag Queen. Guys, I don't think anyone has ever looked this good. What do I always say about Drag Queen? She looks the best in black hair. And I stand by it. Look at her. We have Dudu Bertolini, Bruna Braga, an extra special guest judge all the way from Drag Race Germany, Kelly Hilton. And I have to say her name that way because that is how Barbie Breakout said her name every time she hit the runway. Category is plushy pussies, and I gave my top 2 to Adora Black. I mean, this is absolutely the best look by far. It's drag, it's ridiculous, but it's also so polished. So it's time for the judges' critiques. Ruby Knox and Balki are made safe, which means the rest represent the tops and bottoms of the week. Up first, we have Mercedes. She's told that the jokes did not land except for one. They really felt that she was trying too hard, as I said, instead of just relaxing into it. And the look was definitely my least favorite of the night. Everything felt a bit off about this look. Next up is Poseidon Drag, and they absolutely loved her look. This was one of my favorites. It almost made my top 2 because you know I love the color blue. But in the Snatch Game, they wanted her to let go a bit more. They said that they wanted her performance to be consistent, not just when her name was called. Next is Melina Blay, and the Club Kid runway was a real standout. I do love that corset. They lived for her impersonation, which truly was great. She did not break character once and is told that she would have made Milton really proud. Adora is told that she gave one of the best runways they've ever seen, but also the worst Snatch Game they've ever seen. And finally, we know who Dudu was referring to from last week's preview. I have to agree, it had no personality. Greg does commend her, however, for making up for it on the runway. Next is Desiree Beck, and they diehard loved her Snatch Game character. Her jokes were funny, she improvised like a pro, and she took risks. And that's what Snatch Game is all about. To be honest, I didn't really like her look, but it wasn't the worst of the evening. And last but not least, we have Malachi Queen. And her look was almost my top 2 of the week because she's just so stunning. But I have to be honest, I don't remember her Snatch Game character at all. I felt like she was hardly given any responses, yet she was in the top this week. The judges tell her that she really owned her character. And Drag Queen even gets quite emotional about it. Again, I don't think that she was bad in any way, I just don't remember her standing out. In Untucked, Desiree is thrilled at going from the bottom to the top. Her and Melina are both certain that they will win this week. Mercedes says that she feels like a complete failure, and also says that the curse of the theatre queens on Snatch Game is real. And we've seen this in the past with other theatre queens not doing well on Snatch Game. It's like they feel this pressure and they overcompensate and it doesn't work. Back on the main stage, Desiree Beck gets her first win. I'm not mad at this choice, but I think if we're weighing up both runway and Snatch Game performance, Melina did deserve it. Having said that, during the judges' deliberations, they tried to justify Melina not getting the win by saying that she picked a very safe character to do and they would have liked her to have pushed it further. Melogie, Melina, and Poseidon are made safe, which means it's down to Adora Black and Mercedes Vilcao to lip sync it out. They performed to Tombe by Carol Conca, which was Melogie's Snatch Game character. And I have to say, this song requires a level of charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent that I do not think Mercedes gave. No offense to Mercedes, love you girl, but she looked like a presenter on a kids show. Adora, on the other hand, was serving CUNT down. At one point, she connects with the camera and it's so good. I have watched this lip sync a few times now. It's amazing. And even in a huge ass costume, she ate. And sure enough, Adora gets to stay and we say goodbye to Mercedes. Wishing you all the best, Mercedes. And so, my Lindas, what did we think of this week's episode? Another great one. I think this season is becoming one of my favorites of 2025. Next week is the ball, which you guys know I love. Design challenges are my favorite on Drag Race. As always, let me know all of your thoughts and I'll be back tomorrow with another recap.